Alright, welcome back. In this quick lecture, I want to show you guys how to push or changes to source control. So recently we just set up our character with our first person and third person mesh, and you're going to notice that all of our changes, so let me open up animations, you're going to see that all of these animations have this little plus icon, okay? And basically that means that we need to add these to source control and push these to GitHub. That way they're backed up. Everything else that doesn't have that plus icon is already backed up, okay? So you can see that since we made changes to our character here, we need to push those changes to source control. That way it's all backed up in the cloud. So go ahead and open up GitHub Desktop. We installed this in a couple previous lectures, but as you'll notice here with the Survival Craft repository selected, it should be the only one if this is your first time using GitHub. We're going to see here we have 105 changes, all the different changes that we've done to our character, and all the animations that we've added to our project. So those are all the different changes. Let's make sure we have all that selected. And all we have to do to upload this is, of course, make sure everything is selected here. And under the summary here, we can add brief like title. You can say added first person and third person, and then in the description you can added character models, added character mesh, created first person and MVP, created third person and MVP. Okay, so you can add like a little description in here, and once you're all done with that, you can commit to master. And once that's committed, we have to click this push origin. So this will actually upload or do the actual upload. So click push origin. So this will start pushing all the files and uploading it to GitHub. Take a couple seconds depending on your internet connection. Alright, so now it just completed there. And if we do a fetch origin, you can see that basically no changes, no local changes, everything is up to date. And if we go over to github.com, and if you go to your repositories, so if you go to github.com and in your recent repositories, just look for your Survival Craft, and then you're going to see here 2 minutes ago. So we notice that we've just went ahead and added first person and third person. You can see our recent commits. So now you know that everything was successful in uploading all that stuff. And in your history here, you can see the different commits that we made. So you can see our very first initial commit, which was that git attributes file. Then we had the first commit that was just the basic first person template. Then we have our newest version, which has our character with that custom character mesh and animations all set up. So throughout your history, you're going to see all the different pushes that you made. And so like I said, you want to do this after every few lectures. Just get in the habit of adding a little comment here, description of what you've changed and added, and that way it will not only one, make sure that your project is backed up, but also two, if you run into an issue where maybe you deleted something that you didn't want to, or you corrupt your project, you can always have this backup on GitHub. And you can also revert changes in commit. So you can revert back to a previous version. That way you don't have to do the entire, you don't have to watch this entire course again. You can just pick up back where you left off. So again, this is super important, especially when you're working on large project, or if you have to collaborate with other people on a project, or if you're working on a commercial game. Very important that you have your game backed up, because if it gets corrupted and you don't have anything else, then there's really not much that you can do. So that's pretty much it for this lecture, and that wraps up this first chapter, which is basically just getting started, getting you up to speed with creating this survival game. In the next chapter, we're going to work on building the actual inventory system from scratch, and we're going to start by creating our very first item. Then we'll go ahead and start by creating the actual inventory system, all the different widgets, the item slots. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next chapter and in the next lecture.